What's up? Welcome to episode 54 of the Kickflipping Ninja Wizards Podcast. It is with a heavy heart that I announced that Dan and I got divorced. Not really, no, we didn't. Dan is on vacation for the next couple of weeks. He's heading home, and I am a gigantic idiot, so I forgot to record the intros for the next couple of episodes before he left, because I'm good at this. Also, I forget what we talk about on this episode, like, altogether. I don't remember. I think we watched a movie. I just don't remember which one it was. And then we talk about some stuff. So, find out about it. It's coming at you right now. My hands are dry. I can't help it. It's hard.
That's the weirdest intro. Maybe we should call scratching in the microphone. We'll call that the movie segment.
Nah, I don't know about that.
That's weird.
Because it sounds like we're trying to hump the microphone. Right. I don't know. I don't want that to happen. This week we watched a movie.
That was like the weirdest fucking beginning to this ever. I wonder if the scratch picks up in the microphone. This week we watched a movie.
We watched Creed this week, which
spoiler alert, it's not about Creed Bratton.
It really isn't, and that was really disappointing to me. I was really, really upset.
Right? What the fuck is this? Like halfway through, who the fuck is Rocky Balboa?
This doesn't make sense. He was never on The Office.
Right. Yeah.
This is dumb. Boo! No, but in reality, that was a really good fucking movie.
It is a really good movie.
It surprised me. I didn't think it was going to be really anything.
No, yeah, we were talking about that, this movie, the way first of all, the way the trailer was, and the fact that there's a bajillion Rocky movies already.
And that, Southpaw had already come out.
Yeah, and so, you're thinking that this is just a nostalgic movie. In the same vein that, Independence Day 2, how I watched Independence Day 2 trailer, and I'm gonna go into that movie.
Yeah.
I was going into the movie with the same mentality. This movie's gonna kind of be bad, but it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be cool, because, I'm a sucker for boxing movies. I'm a sucker for Rocky movies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see it. It's gonna be a good time. And I was sitting there, I was like, okay, this is just a gut shot reaction because Southpaw did really well.
Yeah.
And they knew it was gonna do well, so some other studio was like, we gotta put out a boxing movie. We've got the rights to Rocky. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I thought was going on. So I go into the movie, and it started getting a lot of buzz, though, before I went in.
There's a lot of film critics calling for this movie to be nominated for an Oscar.
And it's hard for me to gauge that, A, because I really don't pay that much attention to the Oscars.
Yeah.
And B, because I've seen so many Rocky movies.
You're like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way.
But I'm like, I don't want to get, super hyped about it. So I went in and saw it, and it really blew me away. I didn't think... Well, I knew Michael B. Jordan was capable of doing really good stuff, because I've seen The Wire. And all I can think of whenever I see him is just, hey, yo, Wallace!
Right? Getting shot at the very end.
Right? And so, I knew that, he was capable of doing really good stuff. Stallone, I'm gonna be honest, I thought his glory days were past him.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
I did not think.
I thought Stallone peaked. As an actor, peaked at fucking Rocky 2. He was good in, as much as I make fun of First Blood.
Yeah.
He was good in that.
Yeah.
But and that's the last thing, and then he goes into being an action hero.
Yeah, then he does all the crazy action movies, and that peaks off with the Expendables and shit.
Yeah, and then that's very much its own thing.
Yeah,
it's like a It's a style.
Yeah.
That some people are good at and some people aren't.
Yeah. But, and then, dude, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, just absolutely knocked this one out of the park.
Dude, he fucking kills it. There's a scene where, this is a spoiler, so if you don't want these spoilers, just skip ahead. But there's a spoiler.
A massive Star Wars spoiler.
Yeah. There's a spoiler, like it drops off the Supra. And Rocky picks it up and hits Alvin Drago, who's back from the dead, in the face with it.
And then he's like, shakes off his hands and he's like, 110. And then he walks away.
And then, what was his name? Carl Weathers, who played Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Comes back from the dead and they shoot each other.
It's awesome. But like, with cocking guns, not like actual, they don't kill each other.
Yeah, no.
They're just like, hey, it's good to see you.
And then Carl Weathers is like, hey, I was in Predator. A lot of people forget about this. And Arnold shows up. And then you have Predator 3.
And then they make Expendables 4.
Yeah.
And that's the movie.
It's fucking intense.
It's weird. It just kind of goes off on this strange tangent. All of it takes about 2 minutes. So,
you're good.
Like, it'll take you by surprise.
Yeah. It's like some weird acid flashback. Or like the fucking concussion thing from Rocky 5.
Yeah.
It's one of those like things.
Yeah.
But anyways, no, there's a scene where Rocky is diagnosed with cancer, right? And you see, it's like you said, you see all the stages of grief immediately on his face.
Yeah.
And then not only that, you layer in the fact that like in the exposition of Rocky, right, his wife died of cancer.
Yeah.
Right? So you see all that, and he's like reliving all that in his fucking eyes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's fucking intense.
Yeah. That's probably the best piece of acting I've seen this year.
Yeah.
Like,
just that scene alone.
That one scene.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything I've seen that's like mirrored that.
Yeah, like even in Black Mass. Like, and that's what's sad, because I know Sylvester Stallone isn't gonna get the credit he deserves for this performance. Mm-hmm. And that's like even historically, when Rocky came out, first of all, Sylvester Stallone, like, not only is Rocky an underdog story, but it's very much a story about him as an actor.
Yeah,
nobody gave him a chance. He fucking was doing porn, you know, like just trying to make it.
Yeah.
He wrote Rocky. They wanted to buy it, and he refused to sell it to them because he wanted the condition that he be the title character, and they didn't want him.
Yeah.
And so they said, fine, but we're not going to pay you for the rights to the movie then.
Yeah.
And he said, that's fine. He didn't have money, so he sold off his dog. Yeah. And when the dog in the first movie, Butt Kiss or whatever the dog's name is, that was his real dog. And the first thing he did when he got money, was he went and bought his dog back.
Yeah.
But the guy didn't want to sell it back to him, so he ended up paying like 10 G's for his dog, dude.
Which is weird because it's Sylvester Stallone and he could just as easily murder you for his dog back. Like, but no, it's like, and the thing with Sylvester Stallone is like, first of all, dude never gets the credit. Like, he's one of those guys, people always talk about like Good Will Hunting when they talk about like self-made people, because like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wrote that script.
Yeah.
They shopped it around, and you know, they went through all the show. Like, Stallone made Rocky.
Yeah.
And Stallone owned that character. We were talking about this the other night. Stallone, like, Rocky is a character. Rocky Balboa, you have seen an entire life of.
Yeah, dude.
You've seen over 40 years.
Yeah, he's been playing that character for 40 years. And there's nothing in American cinema history that mirrors that.
No, not at all.
And that's why, like, Rocky has got to go down as one of the most important franchises in movie history.
Yeah, because you've never seen... He's played, and you've seen everything. You've seen it all. He was a young man. You've seen him be successful. You see him lose that success.
Yeah.
You see him at his lowest. And then you see him come back, you know, fucking 25 years later?
Yeah, and you see him as an old man now.
Yeah.
And that's what I really loved about this movie, is because, okay, so Rocky 5 was like just like bum fights, the movie, like you said, right?
Yeah, and it's but like I mean, if you take out the cheesiness and the campiness of it, like you're seeing him at his lowest.
Yeah,
in that movie.
But like right before that, right?
Yeah.
Like Rocky IV. The best description of Rocky IV I've ever heard is it's a series of 5 music videos put together.
Yeah.
Right? It's just so ridiculous and over the top and just like fucking hard on for America during the Cold War.
Yeah.
You know? And then Rocky 3 is kind of like over the top action-y almost.
Well, Rocky 3 is where like they really jump the shark.
Yeah, that's where it turns.
Yeah.
You know? And so then Rocky Balboa is just like a nostalgic movie.
Yeah.
But this movie, it really brings it back. It brings it back to the same attitude and feel that Rocky 1 and Rocky 2 had.
Yeah, absolutely. And the closure that you like, I feel like Rocky Balboa was a good movie, but there wasn't really closure to it.
Yeah.
Like because he loses. And, well, you know, all that shit happens, but he's, like, okay with himself and blah, 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 blah. But there's still not really closure, because you're still, like, he's still a fighter. He's still fighting.
Yeah.
For shit. And then you go to Creed, he's not fighting anymore.
Yeah,
he's made peace with, you know,
he's
his
done.
life.
He has a line in the movie, he goes, "You have a future." He's like, "My future is back there on those walls with all those other people. It's in the past. It's over."
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't have anything." You know, and dude, it's fucking sad too, man. Dude, the scene. If you're a fan of Rocky, right? The final scene of that movie where he can barely make it up the steps.
Yeah,
that you just seen him. Like when I was a kid, dude.
Yeah,
I even though those movies aren't from my time.
Yeah,
I still saw those movies as a kid.
Yeah,
and I would see Rocky just run up these fucking stairs, and I'd be like, dude, I could do anything.
Yeah.
And then here's this guy, and he can barely make it up the stairs now.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I recounted, like, I replayed that scene, like, did it myself. Like, anytime I saw a set of stairs, even if it was, like, 2 stairs,
right?
I would run up them and then, like...
And then you do the jump, you know? Like, and you're like, you think you're jumping, like, 10 feet in the air, but you're like...
You're barely making it off the ground because you're a fucking fat ass.
Right? Like, everyone's done that. And that's why, like, it's really... It's come full circle.
Yeah,
you know?
and like
that's it's crazy.
That closing shot, the closing shot where they're sitting there and you look out from the monument,
yeah,
and you see the city, like that was the perfect closing shot.
Yeah,
for the movie.
Yeah,
like for the franchise. And it's not going to stop there. They're going to franchise Creed off into a thing.
Yeah, they're going to turn Creed into its own offshoot franchise,
which kind of sucks.
Yeah. Because it was a good movie, they're going to ruin it.
Yeah, but like that shot, and then there was another shot that really stood out to me. And it's the first time where Creed meets Rocky.
Yeah.
In Adrian's.
Yeah.
And they start talking, and he keeps bringing up more and more stuff that no one should know. And then they cut back, and it's Rocky standing on the side. Like, they have the picture. He's like, that's from the 10th round in the first fight. And Rocky standing on his side of the picture, and Michael B. Jordan is standing on Creed's side of the picture.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
It was done so well.
It's awesome.
And it's great because it leads to this tension, and you don't know if you haven't seen the movie the first time. Like, you know, obviously, that they're going to work together, but in that moment, you don't know. Because it's painted as, like, an adversary picture.
Yeah.
Like... They're gonna fucking throw down right now. Right? Like, it's insane.
Dude, and the first fight sequence, it's just one take.
Yeah, that one. It's like a probably a 7-minute take.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And then they do a few of those in the movie. Mm-hmm. And then the other one when he walks out to the ring.
That's really the only one that stands out to me though, is the fight.
Yeah.
Because it's done so well, and like there's this sense of the camera moving, and it like mirrors the way the fight's going. Because like when the other guy is in control, the camera's mostly on him.
Yeah.
And it's an open frame to his front. Like he's got everything in front of him. And then when Creed takes over, you know, the camera's moving back and forth, and it's doing all this amazing work. That like, first of all, you have to understand they did that at least 3 times for coverage.
Yeah.
Secondly, if anything fucked up, they had to start all over.
I know.
And anything, not like, oh, well, he laughed a little bit. Like, oh, well, a fly flew in front of the camera, so we got to start over.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's crazy.
It's that kind of filmmaking that, like, makes me wish that I'd stuck with it.
Yeah.
But I also know that, like, I don't have the vision for that.
Right.
Like, I'd be like, no, we're just going to set up 2 cameras. We're going to put these guys here, and they're just going to make dick jokes until we find something funny.
Right?
That would be my Rocky movie. Would be, like, Rocky and Creed sitting in Adrian's just making dick jokes, drinking coffee. Like,
eating pizza.
Right?
Nah, dude, it's really fucking good. But back to the whole, you've seen Rocky come full circle. It's like what Boyhood was trying to do, but over the course of a franchise.
And way better.
Yeah, way better, because there's an actual story there.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not some white kid whining because his mom got hit once.
Yeah, right. And then I started taking pictures.
Yeah, like, it's definitely not that.
No, it's like a full-fledged story, and there's so many different layers to it, and like, even this, you know, like, because I was saying, it's a Rocky movie in the sense it takes place in the same universe, but Rocky isn't the forefront person in this movie.
No, he's a supplementary character, and the movie could easily have stood alone, not being a Rocky. Not being a Rocky movie. That being said, it would have been a damn shame.
Yeah, dude.
To not see Sylvester Stallone just absolutely crush it.
Yeah, and I think the story goes that Ryan Coogler approached the studio with a script to do this movie. I don't think it was the studio's like, hey, we need to make another Rocky movie.
No, it was definitely him, and, like, he pitched the idea.
Yeah. And dude, fucking good fucking call, man.
Yeah, dude. Ryan Coogler is like, because he made that one movie that had Michael B. Jordan in it as well.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called.
Something Station.
Yeah. About the kid in Oakland who got shot down by the cops.
Yeah. And, like, I can't think of much else he's done.
I think that's about it. Like, those are the two.
He's a younger dude.
Yeah, he, like, graduated from USC Film School.
Yeah. Like, that dude is gonna be huge.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that's really refreshing, and this might make me sound like a dick, but he's making, like, movies for black people that aren't, like, caricaturized.
That it's not Barbershop.
Yeah. It's not a Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah.
You know? And that's really fucking refreshing to see. Because it transcends the audience.
Yeah. It's something that, like, it's like, honestly, I never would have thought of Creed that way.
Yeah.
I never would have thought, oh, this is a movie for black people.
Yeah.
Like, and usually when, like, not usually, but, like, when Straight Outta Compton comes out, right?
Yeah.
And really good movie. I haven't seen it, so I can't really say anything about it.
Yeah.
But, like, everybody that I talk to is like, this movie's great. This movie's awesome.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good.
You know, but it's still very much like, I don't know. It's like, it's very indicative of race relations.
Yeah.
In America.
It's not totally for you.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't, not that I give a shit.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just very indicative that it's 2015 and, like,
we're still making our own specific movies.
Yeah. Like,
you know?
Come on, man.
Yeah. And that's what's refreshing. I love when people try to transcend that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this isn't a black movie.
Yeah.
This is a movie for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it talks about issues that my culture faces.
Yeah.
But you're not. All that's going to do is open you up to something that you might have not known.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Because people, like, they're making a new Barbershop movie.
Yeah.
Dude, people like me and you aren't going to go see that.
No, not a chance in hell am I going to go see Barbershop 3.
Yeah. Because the humor's not for us. I'm not going to understand it. I'm just not going to enjoy the movie. That doesn't mean it's a bad movie. But directors like Ryan Coogler understand that, hey, if I can just make this a good movie for everyone, it's going to do so much more.
Yeah, Go fucking figure, right?
Right?
All right, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this week's movie-thon.
Movie-thon.
I don't know.
That started off with a hand scratch.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break, and then we will come back and talk about whole milk. Here we are. Made it to the thing where we talk about the stuff. That's our show. That's it. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.
It just... Every one of our intros, it sounds like we're reading from a cue card. Here we are. We made it.
Right.
Episode, insert number here.
Well... It's like in blues when you get like stuck in the fret.
Yeah,
like that's what happened for 54 episodes of show.
Sometimes like we like switched it up twice. Where like I did the here we are, we made it.
Yeah, it doesn't really make a difference. I know. I think that no matter what happens, people are either gonna listen to us or not.
I think intros of anything are like the weirdest thing.
Yeah, what do you say?
Like the first time you meet someone is always like so fucking awkward.
Right?
I always block that part out like with my friends.
I think what I'm gonna start doing is treating every introduction to myself like I'm on an episode of Pimp My Ride. I'm just like, hey, what's up? I'm Troy. I'm 27 years old and I like comic books. Like, I'm just gonna do that.
And this is my ride.
And then just pan out to nothing. Because I don't have a car. And you just sit there for 27 minutes and then Exhibit like slow, fast walks in and is like, where's your car, dog? And I'm like, I don't have one. And then he leaves.
Right?
That's my whole life.
Dude, I wish that like life was like that, you know, like none of that weird like because I don't really know someone until like fucking like a month or two into like hanging out with this person.
I don't think anybody really... You don't really know somebody until you like discover their first embarrassing habit.
Yeah.
And like about a month or so.
Yeah.
Is when you like discover like
you drop the guard and you're like, I don't fucking know you, man. Like,
yeah. And I feel like that's when you first really know somebody.
I know. And that's why I hate like introductions, because like I'm not like a very like outspoken person in the sense that like I'm the guy in the group who's like, yeah, fuck you, this is what I like, but like with a tiny group of people, because I've never been that like I'm gonna hang out with everybody, you know, like but when a tiny group of people, I'm like that person who's just like straightforward, like, nah, I don't want to do that. Or
I think it's because you're like one of the rare breed of people that like says what you mean,
yeah,
but is also like really chill.
Yeah. Right?
Like you don't get those.
Yeah, because most people who are like just like brash, I guess, they're they're annoying as fuck.
Yeah, they're like really straightforward, but they're also way in your face all the time.
They're like, you smell like ass.
Right? I know I do. I'm in my house.
Right?
Fuck off.
Like, I don't give a shit. Like, okay, I know I smell like ass. I haven't changed this shirt in 4 days. Like, of course I smell like... If I didn't smell like ass, there would be a problem.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
It would mean my glands aren't working.
You don't need to tell me that. Like, that is not vital information. You know, like...
I mean, it would be if you were like... I don't know, if you were going somewhere important, I guess. Like, hey, don't hire this guy, GM. He smells like ass.
Yeah,
or whatever. I don't know.
See, like, I'm not going to go somewhere important where I know that I smell like ass.
Yeah.
This is a weird tangent. But anyways.
No, exactly. You don't...
That's how those people are.
Yeah.
They're always brash about shit that doesn't matter.
Right.
You know? And that's stupid.
It's really dumb. Like, I only drink fucking whole milk.
Right?
Good for you, Aaron. Nobody gives a shit.
Right? Like, just and it's always like a weird moment.
Yeah.
Right? Like you were having a conversation, like the one, like that story you told me about, like how you're into absurd comedy because your dad, like, the one time your dad got mad and he just smashed the milk.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
and to me, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, you could be telling me that story, and then that guy
and
would
then
be like,
Aaron
I only drink whole milk, right?
Yeah, Aaron I only drink whole milk.
Right?
Dude, shut the fuck up.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Nobody cares.
All right, that has nothing to do with what we were talking about, but thanks.
Dude, thanks for your input, dude.
Right.
Go back to those fucking silverware aren't going to roll themselves,
But yeah,
buddy.
And I just wish people were more straightforward when they met you, you know?
I mean, I understand why they're not, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, to a certain extent, like, it's nice and refreshing, but you get past that point, and, like, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Like, there was this girl I used to work with, and I can't remember her name, but she was, like, way too open about everything, and I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I would ask her, like, I would come up and be like, hey, how you doing? And she'd be like, oh, well, I'm getting kicked out of my apartment, and so I'm moving in with this old guy, and there's, like, 4 other girls that live there, and blah, blah, and she would just rattle the fuck on.
Yeah, see,
and I didn't care.
See, and I don't mean straightforward in that regard. Like, because I think those people are probably just trying to say shit like that for attention.
It weirds me out. Why would you want attention from other people?
I don't know.
You know that other people are like rapists and shit, right? I don't want them knowing about me.
Like, other people suck. Yeah, dude, it's always weird, like, yeah, because most people, like, I don't really tell them about me, you know? It's very, very few circumstances where if I don't really know you, like, I'll just start talking about shit.
Yeah, it's. I always find that, like, when people find shit out about me, it's like on accident.
Yeah.
Like, it's because I let something slip.
Yeah.
Like, people don't really know a lot about me, and I prefer it that way in case I gotta make a hasty getaway. Then it'll be like 3 months down the road when the cops are looking for me. They're like, hey, did Troy used to work here? That guy, I don't even know if he's a real person.
No,
I think he's
like,
a myth.
Did Frank work here? I don't know a Frank.
Right? Exactly.
This guy. Oh, Troy?
Oh, Troy? I mean, yeah. I don't really know anything. I don't know where he went.
His name was Frank?
What the fuck?
I don't know anything anymore.
Up is down, right is wrong, and also left. I don't know. It'd be weird. I don't know. I don't tend to be a very open person.
Yeah.
It's not really my jam. And, like, if people are, then that's cool. But at the same time, you need to understand, I don't want to hear about your weird BDSM party that you went to on the weekend. Like, I don't give a shit.
That's
dude.
weird.
Why are you telling me about that?
Yeah, I don't want to hear that time about, like, how you let your dog lick your balls.
I don't want
you didn't stop them.
Right? I
don't care.
First of all, I didn't need to know that key parties are still a thing.
Key parties are still a thing?
I thought those died off in the 70s.
Right?
Like, when people were like, hey, be careful of the AIDS.
Very first thing, first and foremost, I don't care about your weird sex shit, alright?
No,
like,
I don't fucking care.
Like, and that's my thing. Like, I'm not one of those people who are like, yeah, you can't do that. That's if God meant to be the play, you know the line from Forgetting Sarah Marshall. If God was a city planner, he wouldn't put a sewage system next to a playground. Right? Like I'm not one of those guys. Yeah. But like, you keep your shit to yourself.
But what you do on your time, like, it's your what's the word I'm looking for? Not provocative. That's not the word. Prerogative. There we go.
Yeah, it's your prerogative.
It's your prerogative what you do on your time.
Yeah.
But
even like
I don't give a shit.
Even normal shit, right? Like, and then like anytime a buddy of mine is like, yeah, and then I fucked her. I'm like, okay, you could stop there. I don't need to know anything else. Yeah. You don't want to hear about how I railed her ass?
No.
And she called me uncle?
Nope.
No, I don't.
I absolutely in no way want that because I still want to view her as a human being.
Right?
And I'm not like you. I'm not okay with treating people like objects.
It's just that's always just been weird to me. You know, like how like even in high school when I was like a horny little fucker, you know, like
you were like, I can't wait to put some lady in the missionary position and kiss her while we're having sex.
Right? But I was like, like everyone would be like talking about these like conquest stories,
right?
And I was always like, this is a little weird. And to me, like that seemed more like homosexual than like the actual homosexuals.
Like talking about,
you know
how
what I mean?
Fuck some chick.
Yeah, like dude, I would fuck the shit out of her. I would fuck her so bad. You know, like just like. And I'm like, would you? Like,
would you really? Or if the opportunity presented itself, would you like bitch out, you fucking Judas?
Like, Tim Tebow.
Like you wouldn't be able to. I've had like one like conquest worthy thing in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like in my entire, I guess, sexual career. And it fucking ruined it. It was awful. I never want to do that again. So whenever I think like, oh dude, that chick's really hot, I would probably let her fuck me. Like, whenever I think that, I'm like, better not ever talk to her ever, or else it's gonna ruin everything again. And so I just don't do it. I don't, like, to me, it's more, I view less of that, especially as I get older.
Yeah.
It's very rare that I, like, out loud say, because you think it all the time.
Oh yeah,
you think it,
like, and that's the thing. Like, it's a very normal thought. Like, yeah I would fuck that. You know, like
you think it all the time. But
I don't go around like bumping my chest like a goddamn gorilla, going, "I would fuck that."
Right,
Dad, fuck now.
And like I don't. It's very rare that I say that out loud.
Yeah.
And
if you do say it out loud, it's just like a little thing like. Yeah, that's a nice ass.
Yeah.
You know? Which implies...
It's usually something to the effect of, hello, I love you, I miss you. And that's
right?
it. That's all I say. And that's, like, everybody knows that's the code for, dude, he wanted to fuck her.
Right?
Like,
for me, like, it was always, like, my... Dude, I'll never forget the story. There was, like, one... we were going to this concert, right? Mm-hmm. I forgot what show we were going to. But I was in the truck with Nick, and Nick was driving.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know what time the show... I had, like, all the information and shit.
Yeah.
And he was, like, talking to me. He was asking, like, important questions.
Yeah.
And I just completely zoned out. And that's, like, how I always have been, right? And I'm just, like, looking at this chick walking by, like, coming out of the venue.
Yeah.
And he's like... And then it was, like, a ringing in my ear, and I just hear... Hello? Hello, you fucking idiot. Well, now she knows you're staring at her fucking tits. Like, he's like, God damn, dude. Like, and like, that's always been it for me. Like, I'm just like, I just zone out and just
like everything else, like Scott Pilgrim versus the world, like everything else is gone. Like,
dude, I almost got into a car accident like right when I got my license, right? I was at a gas station and I was down in Kentucky, and the thing about like Southern girls is they're either no, right?
It's the two opposites.
Yeah,
like
there's
the two polar extremes.
Yeah,
of
there's
the
no in
spectrum.
the middle. There's no in the middle, you know? And so like this chick was coming out of the gas station.
Yeah.
And like it was in the summer, so she was wearing that like that redneck summer shit.
Yeah.
Right? And like so it's like kind of revealing, and I like just look, and my cousin like smacked me in the fucking face. Because I wasn't paying attention to what he was saying. And I was about to hit a goddamn pole in the ground.
But that's like, first of all, that's like 16. You're like really not old enough to process multiple things at once.
Yeah, well, I've never gotten to the point to be able to do that.
Well, even like at all though. Like you can do it, just not well.
Yeah.
Like you can usually process that several things are happening.
Yeah.
But when you're 16, and especially when there's ass or tits involved, you can't.
Yeah.
There's nothing else around. Never is. Like, that's it. And, like, I'm just so, like, I'm really glad that I got over that stage.
Me
I guess
too.
is the point that I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
Is I'm really glad that I've gotten to the point where I can see someone, like, really attractive and be like, huh, and, like, appreciate that and then just go on with my day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad I got to that point. I can't understand dudes, especially dudes like our age.
Yeah, dude. It starts to get creepy.
That are still, like, in that trap.
Yeah, it starts to get creepy.
Well, beyond it being creepy, like, I just remember, like, when I was 23, 24 years old, and, like, still, like, wanting to fuck everything that walked.
Yeah.
And hating it. Because I couldn't get shit done.
Right?
Because I couldn't get anything done, ever.
Yeah.
Like, and I hate it, and, like, so when I see dudes that are still, like, all about that all the time, they're just, like, walking around with hard-ons.
Yeah.
Like, I feel sorry for them, man.
Right?
I'm like, that sucks,
dude. Has your buddy, like, ever brought that guy, like, to, like, a bar or some shit?
Yeah.
And then the entire time, he's just talking about every fucking chick he would rail?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude...
You're kind of ruining the moment.
Like, I came here to fucking watch the MMA fight, you son of a bitch.
Like, I just want
to... Would you let Ronda Rousey slam you to the mat?
Shut up.
Right?
Shut up.
And then, like, you just look at your friend and you're just like, dude, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass later.
Dude, don't ever bring Aaron to this thing again. Alright? I don't care if he drinks whole milk.
Right?
Just don't. He's not invited anymore. This is a time for reflection.
Yeah.
Right here. And you are ruining it, Aaron.
Well, especially as you get older, like, because those...
I've let Holly Holm ruin me.
Right.
Shut up, fucking bitch.
No, you wouldn't. You would go cry in a corner after she fucked you.
Right? And she would fuck you.
Yeah.
Let's be clear about that. It wouldn't be the other way around.
Yeah. But, dude, especially as you get older, you know, like, that, like, when you have that time out or whatever, it's just like, you're like, it's very much decompression time, you know,
yeah.
Like, dude, I'm just getting fucking some drinks and we're just fucking blowing off steam,
yeah.
And it's cool. And then here's this dude who apparently doesn't know what fucking porn and jerking his dick off is.
Right.
You know, like...
Right, like, I mean, and let's, like, and it's not that, like, sex is bad.
No.
Like, it's just, I don't care anymore.
Right? It's never been my number one thing. It never has been, and at this point it never will be, because at this point, like, you know, like, I've reached the peak.
Yeah.
And now I'll just lose testosterone gradually through my life.
Yeah, it's all downhill. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like, and even, like, I don't know, because I wouldn't say I've had, like, a lot of sex in my life.
Yeah.
But I think I knew from, like moment one, I was just like, this is kind of a hassle, dude.
Yeah.
This is kind of a pain in the ass.
You're like, oh, god damn it.
Like, and I just knew, like, from Jump Street, really. Like, there's gonna be all sorts of, like, commitment involved now. I gotta put time and effort into this. I don't know if I can be fucked to do that.
Dude, and that's how I feel, like, sometimes, like, not with sex, but with, like, video games. like in World of Warcraft, like, sometimes, like, we're not, like, when we would, like, raid or whatever, I'd be like, god damn it.
This is like 4 hours of time.
Right?
And, like, I'm okay with, because I pay monthly to play that game.
So you're basically calling WoW a hooker?
Sort of. I mean, but I pay monthly to play that game, and that game doesn't have a will of its own. That game doesn't have shit that it wants to say to me, like, I like waffles more than pancakes. Like, I don't have to hear that shit. I just log in and play. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. And, like, that's the thing that's never made sense to me about, like, dudes who are way into hookers.
Yeah.
Like,
those guys are their own thing.
And, I mean, I don't know, like, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
But suffice it to say that how is that not just a total mindfuck?
Right.
Because you're paying this lady to bang you with her mouth or whatever. I don't know. Is that what hookers do? They do a sex on you or whatever. How do you know that they're not, like, putting you on, like, Yelp or whatever? It's like, dude, this guy sucks.
Right?
Like, what?
They probably are.
Like,
honestly.
And how do you not, like, nothing, like, at that point, it's not, like, a genuine experience. And I get that that's not what getting a hooker is about.
Yeah.
But if that's, like...
Why don't you just jerk off?
Right?
It's the same thing, and it's for fucking free.
Yeah, you can get...
Because I guarantee you, if fucking is your job, dude, she's not checked into that experience.
Fuck no.
Right? Because I know when you're at your job, you're thinking about, like, dude, when I get home, I'm going to do this. Fuck this job. I hate these people. Goddamn, Aaron's talking about whole milk again. Right? Like,
it's like a whole thing.
Yeah, and you're a million miles away.
I'm a million miles away flipping burgers, sitting there just like, all right, oh shit, I really need to write this thing down because I've been talking about it for months. If I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it. I need to see about getting those microphones. We need to write more about that. What kind of microphones do we want to get? Because I want to get condensers for the live show, but if I don't have condensers now, they're going to sound like shit.
It's this whole thing.
Yeah, and then I start thinking about like websites and like, oh, we should make our own website. We should like host ourselves. We should do it. All of this is going on while I'm like handling other people's food.
Yeah.
That's going into their mouths.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. And that's something you have to survive.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a job like fucking that is not, like, strictly necessary for survival.
Yeah.
Dude, you have to be checked out even more.
I know, right?
Like, she's sitting there like, I wonder what my tax return's gonna be this year.
Right? Like, oh, God.
Oh, it's like mid-July. She's thinking about her tax returns. That's the hooker that I just made up in my head.
Tax return hooker.
Yeah, tax return hooker. That sounds like we should write a comic book called
Tax Return Hooker.
It'd be awesome. That's it.
Saturday morning cartoon.
All right, guys. This is going to be the last episode because we're starting tax return hooker.
Tax Return Hooker. Brought to you by Capri Sun.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode
of Tax Return Hooker.
There it is. We're going to see you guys next week. Until then, if you want to get a hold of us, you can absolutely do that. You can email the show at kickflippingninjawizards@gmail.com. You can also tweet to the show at KFNW Podcast.
And have a good Christmas.
Fuck Christmas, dude. It's all about Chanukah.
Well, I hope you have a good one of those too.
Yeah, Merry Chanukah.
Merry Jew Christmas.
That's a weird Jew Christmas. How can I do it with this shitty menorah?
Shittiest menorah ever.
But you can also follow us. You can follow me on Twitter at It's That Troy Guy.
You can follow me on Twitter at Something Ski.
Until then, have a fucking week. Oh, also, you can see... Well, you can't see us, but the episodes are going to be up on YouTube now, so...
Check them out.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Tax Return Hooker.